Okay, hello there. I'm Lance Ash, and this is the first episode of my new YouTube project now that I'm back driving. And I am, in fact, at the moment driving myself to work. For those of you who don't know, I had another seizure April of 2020 while driving my car. Smashed the car up. We had to get a new car, and I was prevented from driving by state law for 6 months. So my wife was driving me to work back and forth. And then I had another seizure at work, and that extended the ban. Anyway, now I'm back to driving, and I have thought for a couple of days now how to go about structuring this new program. And I think the best thing to do is to approach it from a autobiographical or confessional viewpoint. And so our initial starting point is the new chin-up bar that I installed in the closet of my studio. And I did it as cheaply as possible. When I used to work out at my old studio, I was used to doing chin-ups every day. Or every time I worked out anyway. But now I haven't done that. I've been in the new studio for over a year. So I haven't done chin-ups in a long time. And I wore my left forearm and wrist out pretty bad. So all last night at work I was just in agony. I couldn't use my left arm very much. So I skipped my workout today. I usually wake up, work out immediately before going to work. I'm 51 years old. I used to do aerobics to stay in shape, keep the fat off, keep the weight off. But it's just gotten to the point where that's not feasible anymore. So now I'm lifting weights, and I've been lifting weights for several months now. Maybe a whole year, I'm not sure. And I stopped doing regular sit-ups and started doing crunches, and I'm finally starting to see some real results from that, but it's taken a long time. When I was starting around the time I was in 6th grade, I got fat, and I stayed fat up until my junior year, I think it was. And I lost a lot of weight. And since then, I've had periods of being skinny or thin, and not being fat, but just not being thin. I'm about, technically speaking, probably 20 to 25 pounds overweight right now. Look at this guy poking along. Oh my God. I didn't sleep very well today. Because my wife was driving me for a year, I started going in an hour early to get an hour of overtime on the what we call the front side of the shift. And that gave her an extra hour of sleep in between taking me up here and then having to go pick me up. It also, the overtime helped pay for the extra gas going back and forth. But now that I'm driving, that's not necessary, so I'm back going in at my regular time, and strange as it may seem, it's thrown my sleep schedule off. Oh my God. Yeah, I had a hard time staying asleep today. Many years ago, when our kids were little, my wife was working, so she wasn't at home when they got off the bus every day, and she was paranoid about somebody kidnapping them or harming them in between the walk from the bus to the front door. So she asked me to wake up every day. Oh, by the way, I work nights, so I sleep during the day. Wake up every day, make sure that they got into the house, and then go back to sleep. So I had 2 alarm clocks. So I did that for a while, and that's been years ago, and I've not been able to break the habit since. I still sleep 4 hours, get up and mess around, and then go back to sleep for another 4 hours. And I can't seem to break the habit. I haven't slept 8 hours in a row in a long time. Some people said they hate getting older, but I haven't really seen any. I mean, my eyes are going bad. I have to wear reading glasses now. But I don't know. I don't know what people's. It must be a variety of things. Some people were athletic when they were younger and they can't be that athletic anymore, or they're used to being attractive to a certain demographic and that's no longer viable. But that's not an issue with me. I'm not a very sociable person. I have a handful of people that I interact with, and that's all I need or want. I wonder how people, because we've got a whole bunch of new people at work, and I wonder what they think about me, because I never talk to anybody. I have no interest in meeting anyone. People will introduce themselves to me, and I'm like, okay, yeah. Whoop-de-doo, I don't give a shit. You never, when you meet somebody and make an acquaintance, you never know what they're going to turn out to be like. You never know what they're going to demand of you in terms of time or an emotional toll. Oh. Anyway. Oh, I'm trying to think. Trying to be just open here. Talk the way I normally talk. I have a habit of talking out loud when I'm alone by myself. Especially in the car or in the studio. Especially the old studio where I didn't feel like I was being overheard. But in the new studio, my son's room is next door, so I don't want to wake him up or have him overhear me and go, God, he's crazy. For those of you who are interested, I have an online magazine that I put out on my blog. Yes, I have a blog, not a Twitter or any of that other shit, because I don't care about social media. And it's lanceash.blogspot.com, and the magazine is called Lamp Clouding, all one word. And I'm working on the new issue. I think this is issue number 7. And a couple more weeks, I should be done with it. Hopefully not much longer. Because I'm really looking forward to making the issue after this one. Because I used to do an online comic strip on my old blog, and I'm kind of looking forward to getting back into that sort of structure. The guy behind me has something written on his windshield in huge white letters. It would seem to me it would obstruct his view. Yeehaw. Something. I can't read the rest of it. It's backwards in my mirror. Oh, it's so nice to be driving myself again. I can listen to whatever I want to now. For the past year and a half, roughly, I've had to tailor the music I chose. Oh, that's by the way, I'm sort of old-fashioned. I don't connect my phone to the stereo system and listen to a playlist or iTunes or whatever the fuck all this stuff is. I can't keep track of it. I bring CDs. Anyway, I had to choose CDs with my wife's sensibilities in mind, but now I can listen to whatever. Yesterday morning on the way home, or this morning on the way home, I listened to the first half of Joni Mitchell's album, The Hissing of Summer Lawns, and it's so brilliant. I was in a really good mood, some sort of good mindset to be very receptive. It's one of the reasons I used to love smoking pot. It just made me listening to music so wonderful. Oh, but apparently those days are over, I guess. After I had my big seizure in the bathtub, coming up on 4 years ago now, and had to have emergency surgery on my skull. I had been smoking pot a lot in the year or two leading up to that. And since then, I haven't had any pot. So, I don't know if those days are over with for good or not. To be honest, I just don't give a shit anymore. Oh my God, that guy passed in the middle lane. The turning lane, I should say. He must be in a big hurry. Got to get to Grandma's house for all the potato pie is gone. Oh my God, my left arm is so messed up. Is this a chick behind me or a guy? Probably a guy, I guess. I don't know. Thin face. Tattooed forearm. If it's a chick, then she's good looking. If it's a guy, then I'm envious. Maybe he's coming around. I'll be able to tell in a second when a guy comes around beside me. Let's take a look. Oh, I couldn't tell. The windows are tinted. Handicapped license plate though. That's odd. Abnormally low IQ. I'd like to make these episodes entertaining, fun to listen to, but I just don't know how to go about doing that yet. I guess as I go along, I'll figure it out. It's been a long time since I did these solo. The ones where I was talking to my wife in the car were much more interesting. Little, interaction. God, so many damn people on this planet. It's getting out of hand. Oh, here we go. Green Arrow. I hate superhero comics. When you're a kid, you're grown up, they're fun. when you get to be a grown man, you realize it's just wrestling. And I hate wrestling. I hate the fact there's no consequences in superhero comics. Nobody ever gets anything. Nothing is ever permanent. Nobody ever gets killed. It's just endless bullshit, endless soap opera. Alright, let's set the cruise control. Oh my god. Today's the last day of the week. We'll level out here. Okay, maybe it will stay at 67. Oh my god. For the record, let's not do that. I don't want to talk about politics. You just talk. Maybe I should put a clip-on mic on the recorder. Do it that way. I don't waste money. I don't have money to spend on fancy equipment to do this properly, to film it, and then edit it. I don't have the money for that. I don't have the time for it. I barely have time to do my art. I certainly don't have the time to spend with my family that I would like to do, you know. My mother lives next door to us, and my sister is supposed to be moving in with her, and I was looking forward to it, but since I found out that she's really deep into the anti-vaccine conspiracy mindset, I just don't know. I don't know about that now. We're so different philosophically. What am I gonna do? I ought to put some original music on a CD and have that playing in the background, but again, I don't have time. Once I win the lottery, all this will be moved to Germany, buy a old warehouse, set up a studio, just spend the rest of my life painting, playing the guitar. I know people who wallow in regret, but I really don't feel that way. I mean, my job sucks, but any regrets I have are not based on, ooh, I could have gotten a better job if only I'd done this. I don't want a job at all. I mean, it's pointless. The universe is a great big machine, and we're just all parts of it. The machine gets wound up, and it does its thing the way it's set to do. Well, there's no such thing as free will, really. Everything's cause and effect. We really aren't separate individuals, separate entities. We're all part of the great big thing. Self-awareness, the necessary trade-off for self-awareness is alienation. You feel like a separate entity from everything around you, like an animated figure in a painted backdrop, but you're not. Everything happens because that's the way that it happens, given everything that happened before. When I get to the exit up here will be the end of the show. Yeah, I'm sorry if this isn't interesting to listen to, but I don't know. I'll get better at it. The thing is, I just want to take up the time. This stupid hour and 10-minute commute, I can't let this time be wasted on just trivial indulgence. It's got to be put to use. Here we go. We're coming to the end of this. You wouldn't believe all the finagling I had to go through to get the chin-up bar in place. Just made a huge mess on the wall. Tore it all to pieces. It's functional. It's not perfect. Alright, I think that's about it. So, I'll see you next time.